welcome back to the PWLC kitchen. Today we're going to do a halibut with mango avocado salsa, and this is another recipe that comes from the Complete Bariatric Cookbook and Meal Plan, so highly recommended by me. The recipe itself actually calls for mahi-mahi. We just went with a halibut today. You could do another fish if you really wanted to, so I would definitely do a whitefish just because of the way that it is seasoned, so that's going to be your best option there. But we've got our halibut here. I went ahead and chopped up everything, so just kind of to show you what we've got. I chopped up an avocado, just a small one, just kind of diced it up into small pieces. We did just a part of a mango, and again, just diced it up really small because we're gonna make the salsa. With the pico, full transparency, we just bought pre-made, but you could definitely make your own if you wanted to spend time, chopping the onions, chopping the tomatoes and all of that. And then I went ahead and mixed together all of our seasonings, but I'll go ahead and read them off to you. Okay, I've got a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of onion salt, and then that's it. That's all of what's in here, and that's gonna be what we use on our fish to actually give it a little bit of a rub. So to start with, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of drizzle some of the avocado oil on top of the fish, mostly just to make that rub stay. Okay, just kind of, pat it around, make sure you cover the whole fish. Again, like I said with the salmon, you can do both sides or you can do one side. It's totally up to you. So for this one, I'm just gonna do the one side of the seasoning. So I have my avocado oil on here. I'm gonna sprinkle all the seasonings on top. If you haven't mixed yours ahead of time, don't do them all at the same time. Like mix them up in a bowl ahead of time and then sprinkle them on top. That way you don't have like one section of the fish that's all cumin and one section that's all garlic salt. So sprinkle this here on top. Be generous. I'm gonna do the whole thing. Okay. None is going to waste over here. All right, and then since we're gonna use the Ninja Grill, I'm gonna use the probe and I've got it set to the fish setting and we're gonna do a medium well. So just kind of put it in to the thickest part of the fish. And again, try not to push it all the way through. That way you'll get an accurate reading. And then we'll transfer it over to the grill because it's preheated. Okay, and just close the lid. So it's probably gonna take, I would say, about 5 minutes in the Ninja Grill. If you're doing it at home and you're pan searing it, you probably wanna do it on about a medium heat. At the end, you can maybe up it to medium high. Again, same thing, maybe 5 to 10 minutes or less. And then if you're doing it in the oven, bake it on 350. It'll probably take 7 to 10 minutes or so once you get it going. Okay, so while we're waiting on the fish to cook, we're gonna go ahead and prepare the salsa. So right here, I've got about a quarter of a cup of mango, just kind of chopped up. Okay. And then we're gonna do, this is an entire avocado. I'm not gonna do all of it. I'm just gonna do maybe a couple of tablespoons. And then we've got our 1/4 a cup of pico that's already prepared. Mix that in. And guys, again, this is something that you could totally customize. If you are a pico fan, you can add more pico. If you love avocado, add more avocado. If you love mango, add a little bit more mango. And then we're gonna put the juice of this lime in here. Again, my trick using the fork, it just kind of gives you some pressure. So that was a quarter of a lime, and we're gonna do ultimately a half of a lime. So one more. Okay. All right, and just mix that up in the bowl. It's gonna be a little bit, kind of juicy because of the lime juice, but that's gonna be great sauce for the top. And I'm gonna add just a tad more avocado to mine because I love avocado and we have it. All right, and then chop that up in there, mix it around. Okay, and here we have the topping for our fish. So it's again gonna be that mango avocado salsa. Super easy to prepare, especially if you buy everything already chopped up. But this is one of those things where you could easily do kind of a meal prep thing. You know, you could chop up a bunch of tomatoes, onions, avocado. You could kind of make up some different sauces as you go throughout the week with those different ingredients, and then kind of, you know, maybe add the mango one day, maybe just do pico another day, and then at the end of the week put it into a stir fry or put it into a soup, something like that. So that we are not wasting a bunch of ingredients since we've only used a part of most everything. So there's our salsa. And let's go ahead and get going on the cauliflower mash. So we're going to do a garlic parmesan cauliflower mash. So basically, instead of potatoes, we're going to use the cauliflower just to kind of be a lower carb option. It's going to be a higher fiber option as well. Still going to taste great, and you probably won't know the difference. So I've gone ahead, and basically this is one of the recipes that's in this book as well, so you can follow it exactly. What I've gone ahead and done is I went ahead and steamed the cauliflower. So just put it in a pot, maybe put a fourth to half a cup of water in there, put the lid on, cook it on medium to medium high for, you know, about 5-7 minutes, something like that, just until it's fork tender. Okay, so the Ninja Girl beeped at me, so our fish is ready. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. Again, it looks really amazing. It's definitely cooked. It's actually kind of splitting in the middle. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that out. I may have to pull it out in sections because it's like falling apart, which is such a good thing. It's got that nice browning on the top. So we're gonna let that rest for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put our cauliflower, again, it's just fork tender. Gonna go ahead and put that in a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, just use a blender. Okay. All right, so we've got all of that. The other thing that you're gonna need, it's gonna tell you in the recipe to just basically make the garlic that you're going to add aromatic, which means that lovely smell that you get when you're cooking garlic. So what we went and did, we got our garlic here, it's the minced garlic, put it in a saute pan with maybe like a teaspoon of the avocado oil and just got it nice and brown. That way it's not like mushy, and it's got that good garlic flavor, kind of a little bit smoky. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. It's kind of sticking here. Perfect. Okay, and then the recipe, let's see, how much garlic was that? 3 cloves of garlic, and then it calls for a 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, which we have here, and then a tablespoon of cream cheese, which we've got here on top. So we're gonna add that in. Okay, and then just a little bit of salt, just basically to taste. I would start with maybe a 1/2 teaspoon. If you want a little less, that's fine too. And then I'm also gonna do a little bit to taste on the pepper. You can always add more salt, but you can't take it away, so be careful. Okay, and then we're just gonna blend that up. So if you have a food processor, you're just gonna pulse it a few times until you can see that it's one consistency. If you're using like a blender, same kind of thing, just maybe put it on a low setting until it's nice and mashed up. So here we go. Once you've done that a couple of times, you may have to get in there and stir it so that all the ingredients kind of come together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so that did the trick, just adding a couple tablespoons of melted butter. Another option that you could do, if you have any of the Primal Kitchen avocado mayo, you could add just a squeeze or 2 of that in there to kind of give it a little bit more creaminess. But I think we've got it good, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these out and kind of put the meal together. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of the cauliflower mash as the base of our meal. You can see it's nice and creamy there, just kind of like your potatoes would be. Okay, so we've got the cauliflower mash down there. Gonna go ahead and put a portion of our salmon on there. This is a good, probably 2 to 3 ounces there. Just kind of put it on top of the mashed potatoes. And then add your beautiful mango avocado salsa to the top. I say be very generous with that. Okay. And there you have it. That's our meal. So you've got those veggies there on the bottom. You also have the veggies as the salsa on top, and then you've got your protein there in the middle. So this is actually an option if you remove the salsa, and actually I'd probably be okay with you even doing the salsa, starting at week 3, you can have this fish. And then starting at week 5, you could have the cauliflower mash as well as the avocado mango salsa. So this is something that you can have pretty soon after surgery. It's nice and filling because we've got some of that good fat in both the fish as well as the avocado. We've got some of the fiber filling you up from the mashed potatoes that are actually cauliflower. Plus you're getting in a good balanced meal. It's colorful, it's delicious. So let me go ahead and dig in just to make sure it tastes good and let you know. Okay, the fish like falls apart. So good. It's kind of a big bite, you guys. Okay. I mean, it's really good. So I hope you try it at home. Let us know what you think, and thanks for joining us today.